Y'all, something like froze up in the middle, and like I'm still posting. I'm sorry. Welcome to the Women of FWA's live Q&A. It is April 15th. That is tax day.
Yes, it is.
Uh-oh. If you didn't file your taxes by today, you better have an extension on there. No? Okay.
Just get on a file before midnight. You'll be good.
Yeah, you're good.
That's right.
Good. Get it postmarked, get it mail. Let them correct it for you, right?
Or e-file, Susan.
Whatever. Nobody likes to deal with the internet. The internet is just too modern for us. Okay. Everybody, I've got the Women of FWA here. I've got some faces you haven't seen in a while. Who's that woman up in the top?
Which one?
Yeah. I got Ashley out here in the comments. What up, Ashley? Hey, ladies.
Hello.
Okay, so we have no plan today, but I have a plan. And nobody here knows about the plan.
Oh, that's right. You're going to sing for
Michaela,
us. You made a promise to
well,
us.
if no one else showed up. If no one else showed up, I have no problem singing. But I don't want to waste everybody's time and have them shut the episode off. So, Michaela, in one word, how do you feel going into the episode?
I don't know what you just said.
Repeat. I said I have really bad internet right this moment.
Yes.
I'm having trouble streaming to Instagram. Wow. Okay, you guys, I'm going to fix this someday. But in one word, how do you feel going into this episode, Michaela?
Nervous.
Yadira?
Excited.
Veronica?
Of course I'm excited. There's no agenda. Like, who knows what we could end up talking about?
Oh, I hate that.
I have an agenda. I have an agenda, but I didn't release it to anybody.
All right.
Monica, what do you think?
Nervous.
What do you think?
Extremely nervous.
Nervous?
Yes.
Well, I bet y'all didn't realize this. It has been exactly 1 year since we started our live Q&A sessions.
Oh, I just got goosebumps.
Yes.
Exciting.
Our very first live Q&A was done this day last year. Well, a couple of days different, but this is our 1 year anniversary. Heather King did our very first live Q&A, and it was on culture. And today we are going to do a full checkup. We're going to start with some personal check-ins and maybe go into a little bit of leadership, which I'll think about that.
I like it.
Very cool.
So we're going to start with Monica today because she was representing at the CMM open house. Give us a recap, girl.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, it was so great. It was actually so informational. CMM was great. They went ahead and hosted it. Brian was out there. He went ahead and said hello. Sean was out there. They went ahead and built some fence and like astronomical, great time. It's amazing how fast these things go up, right? When Sean's around, but when Sean's not around, everything like takes forever, right? But it was fantastic. He actually did a shout out for us, and just to go ahead and put it out here, right? Sean said that, not Sean, Brian said that maybe next time that we have like one of those signs that say FWA, that we might get a sign out there as well.
Yeah.
So that was so he actually called me up on stage, and I talked a little bit about the FWA, the Women of FWA, and so it was so exciting. I was really, really excited. So it went great.
I love it.
Yeah.
So did you make it to the ball game as well, or
Yes, I did. So it was freezing. I'm not gonna lie, it was freezing. So, but yes, we did. We went out to the ball game. Sean went out there and he threw that first ball, which I'm gonna say he went ahead and did a really good job. It was right there in the center, so it was fantastic. I didn't think he was gonna get it over the mount, because some people just don't play baseball, right? So I'm just like, I'm gonna go ahead and record this just in case he doesn't make it, right?
Bloopers coming your way.
Exactly. That's what I thought. But nope, he went ahead and did a straight shot, and I'm just like, oh man, now I've got to go ahead and put it out there. And great job. But no, he did fantastic, and they were just amazing at CMM. And those donuts are amazing. So Yep. And they said that they would actually watch the show. So hello, CMM.
Absolutely. I love that. So I actually had a chance to talk to some of those guys at Fence Tech, and, you know, we have several of their machines, and it was really cool. And we were having a little bit of a problem. I couldn't tell you the text messages that I got directly saying, hey, just want to make sure you're good. Or, hey, I haven't heard from this person yet. We're waiting on this. And I mean, they were just on it. And so it really just kind of re-energizes you and, you know, why you purchase, you know, certain things that you purchase to make your job easier and smoother and run more efficiently. And on top of it, when you get great customer service or you have people that care behind it, that will have those conversations with you, it just makes it that much better.
100%.
Love it.
100%.
Love it.
Yes.
Love it. Okay, Yadira. What's something you're proud of, big or small, from this past week? Let's hear it. Just throw it out there.
Okay. So we are actually getting ready to come up with training dates in Spanish. So I know you guys know my girl Iglesias. I've been working closely with her, and we're really excited to get PPA behind us on that and to do actual training in the field by fencers, for fencers, as well as automatic gates. And that's in the works. It's coming out very soon. We're supposed to go out and meet with all of them probably in the next week or two, the 25th sometime. And then we are actually also going to be doing gate operator. The only gate operator class training that we're going to be doing in the Midwest is going to be happening on the 28th and the 29th. So pretty stoked about that.
Sweet. I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, Michaela. You like my drum roll? Did y'all hear it?
It was
A
so
little
good.
bit. It was so good. Yeah, I'm a professional.
It was really good.
So what got you into the fence industry and what's keeping you here, sis?
Oh, my husband got me into the fence industry. And now he is kind of keeping me in it, as well as you guys too. I feel like I found my little clique, you know. But yeah, no, our family company needed social media kind of done. And so I took that on in the very beginning, and now I just kind of ran with it. And now I do a bunch of it for Women of FWA as well. And it's been fun. I kind of found a little thing that I'm good at.
You rock at it.
Thanks.
Even when you're waiting on information from all of us that are running around like crazy, you're like, hello.
I need this.
Okay.
But yeah, no, it's
Seriously.
been good. Yeah, it's fun. So
Nice. Okay, V. It's been 1 year, or it's been one rotation around the sun for us. Tell us what's changed and what new is coming.
I mean, a lot's changed. When we first started this group, it was very much of a pipe dream that we thought that really came from a basis of what we needed. As far as the women that we were in direct contact with in this industry, regardless of what association, regardless of what organization, regardless of what, it was just kind of like, we knew this was something that we were missing. And so it just started out with that pipe dream. Here we are a year later. And I'll tell you what, I think that that thought that, you know, that little voice in the back of your head when I told you no was really piping up saying you were right. And let's take it to the next level. And, you know, we've really got some great big, huge things that we're working on behind the scenes right now. A lot of people have heard us talk about the Women of FWA retreat that we're planning. That's very much neck deep in it. And one of the main things we're going to focus on during that is education for women by women in our industry. So not only are you getting the networking that this group was based off of, but you're also getting education and a free space to be able to chat and maybe ask questions that you wouldn't normally ask your questions at home, because maybe you're like, oh, I don't want to seem stupid. I don't know what that's for. So we're going to keep going on it and keep pushing on that. And it's actually been huge goosebumps. I'm so unbelievably proud of the women that serve on this team and a part of this group, because without everybody, it wouldn't be what it is. And it's been very rewarding.
Yes, I completely agree. Do y'all like this kind of like round table of questions I'm throwing at y'all? Are we going to stick to this for the whole episode?
Yeah, go for it.
Thank you guys for starting it, because I know that I wasn't involved in the beginning, but I've always said the same thing. Like, it has really, really like pushed me to come out of my shell for sure.
And it, I think it has, for even those of us that have maybe a little bit bolder personalities, a little bit stronger personalities, it also, it has helped us too. I was really okay with years for being, the one on the phone or the chick behind the keyboard, and that was it. And then it's really pushed me to get out there and to really connect with these women and a lot of men. I guess that's one thing. I knew that we would have the support from the men in this industry. But the amount of support and the amount of encouragement and the amount of comments from men and the men that jump on, that means the world to us too. And I have to keep telling myself that there are organizations all over this country that have their own version of Veronica or Yadira or Monica or Michaela or Susan, and so we just got to kind of pull them out, because they're probably okay with being the voice on the phone and the one behind the keyboard.
Yeah.
So just got to keep pushing it.
Yes.
Yeah, it's comfortable there. I'm here to make sure you're uncomfortable.
You have not done so yet. So it's been a year. You better step up your game.
Are we talking about you, Veronica? Oh, message received. Okay. Monica, what would you tell your younger self entering the fence industry, something that you know now that you didn't know then?
Let's see. I didn't know everything, honestly. It's James that brought me into the fence world, and it is completely different than anything else. I would say look for networking possibilities like the ones that we have now, with the team that we have going on at this moment in time with the Women of FWA. I've been a little bit much more curious and trying to find out more information, because I don't feel so intimidated by the men, right, in the industry, and sounding like I don't know what I'm doing. So I'm able to ask questions freely. So to look for a group like this would be definitely something that I would have told my younger self, to go ahead and look for women just like you that are leaders and are wanting to go ahead and just make this industry a lot better by getting and networking. So yeah, that's what I would tell myself. It's like, look for every single one.
And make those men uncomfortable.
Yes. Yes, exactly. That's the plan, right?
Man, I love that. I think that's actually extremely inspirational, whether you recognize it or not. Yadira, you ready?
Okay.
Who's your biggest supporter or mentor in the industry?
You are. Believe it or not, you are. You are like my security. You're like my security blanket. When I don't know what I'm doing, I reach out to you, or when I have when I need something that needs to be done, I know that you're gonna get it done. So yes, I applaud you.
Try not to cry. Okay, serious moment. Michaela, if you could change one thing in the industry to support more women, what would it be?
Oh, I don't know. I think just breaking that barrier, right? I wish there wasn't a barrier, and I wish more women felt comfortable, voicing their opinion and asking the quote unquote dumb questions, because really there are no dumb questions. I feel like even in our group, that's something, we want to hear from everybody. We want to know their questions and give them answers and, direction to go. So I just think making them not so uncomfortable being in an uncomfortable situation.
Is anybody else catching like every other word?
Yeah.
I said, Veronica, it's now your turn. Take over the episode.
No. What other questions you got?
I've got a couple.
Okay.
What legacy do you hope to leave in the industry, Veronica?
Exactly this. I'm hoping that when I'm long gone and, retired or on an island or, hit by a bus, whatever may happen first, that people are going to look back and be like, you know what? Hey, there was this crazy chick that, was a part of this one group that
They won't say chick.
she had bad words every episode she was on, but she was real and she was raw and she wanted to bring out that in everybody else and bring that confidence. And that's really where this is at.
I love that. That's really sweet. It makes me think that we're actually doing something, you guys. It's not just a bunch of girls hanging out,
But that's that's what makes it fun, no? Because in reality, sometimes it feels like work, but it's just we're having fun. We're enjoying the camaraderie and talking to you guys half the time, So
well, half the time. The other half of the time, I'm frustrated and and overwhelmed and overworked and Veronica has challenged me on too many things and I'm like, can I have one win, please? Just one.
What fun is that?
Craig said it escalated quickly, hit by a bus.
That's just, obviously Craig doesn't watch all of them because that's always, hey, if Veronica gets hit by a bus tomorrow or jump in front of a bus, like things have to keep going.
Man. Okay. Let's see what I got next. I'm on Monica.
Yep.
Yes.
Monica. Why is a community like the Women of FWA important to you?
Because this is a safe space. We're able to go ahead and talk to individuals and feel like we're supported by not just one person, but by a group and a community. So if I feel that way, then the community that we're reaching out to will also feel that way. So I hope that they do feel that way, because I've seen some of the comments that were coming through just on the Facebook alone. It's amazing how people are reaching out and asking questions and they're wanting to know stuff. And that just makes me so happy. I'm glad that they're able to reach out and ask those questions, because sometimes we don't know. We don't know what we don't know until we know. So that's why it's important. So
True.
Was that the question? Or did I?
That was the question.
Okay.
No, that was the question. 100%. I get it. We get so passionate that sometimes like it leads us into another thought and then to another thought. But Yadira, what's one way that we can all support each other better?
Sharing our posts, checking in on some of us that we have not kind of seen in a while or haven't seen their faces, because sometimes it could be something that they're going through personally that is keeping them from making it to the lives or posting on their social media. They, so just checking on those that we haven't seen in a while, making sure they're doing okay. Because I tend to do a lot of it, like not so much on social media, but like one-on-one, so.
Yeah. Okay, Michaela, last question. What is something you've learned from another woman in our safe space?
Does it have to be something specific? Because I've learned so much from everybody, fence related and not fence related. It's just the amount of things that I personally learn just on a daily basis from talking to people who either message me, who are in the group, who aren't in the group, who just you guys right here is insane. And I want to continue learning because it's just so fascinating. It's just made me a better person. And I'm just so glad that I found all of you gals.
That doesn't sound rehearsed at all.
No. And I found Michaela because I was hanging out with her husband and her brother-in-law for years. And they kept going, oh, we're hanging out with Veronica. And they're like, who the hell is this crazy chick? And they're like, yeah, you got it. That's her.
I remember Dalton called me when we weren't at the fence show. What was it, 2 years ago now?
Yeah.
And we were. And he's like, yeah, Veronica like kidnapped us and now we're at like some escape room. And I was like, who the hell's Veronica? And you're where? And he's like, yeah, I don't really know.
He was in the back seat of the truck, like the music was all loud. We're driving down the strip. He's like, where are we going? I'm like, don't ask questions. And then we lock him in this jail cell.
He was like maybe low-key panicked. I don't know.
Cole wasn't, but Dalton was.
911, right?
Yeah, he's like, if I go missing, it was Veronica.
Oh my gosh.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Okay, you guys, that's what I have for our check-in, but we have a little bit of housekeeping. So if I start to break up, somebody jump in and save me. One, April 28th to May 5th is Fence Mayhem in Indiana. Day 1 and day 2 will be how to install a gate operator with the Fence University. And then the other 3 days will be the 3 fence concentrations that Sean does. All no dig with his new iDig system. So that's going to be
or the iPost.
Yeah,
iPost system.
yes. No, he called it a whole new name. The iDig fence system. I think that's right.
We're gonna go with it.
But anyways.
Okay.
You can find the iDrive. iDrive. That's what I'm looking for. iDrive. There we go.
Sean.
Thank you, Sean. Somebody's got to save me, right? And then we also have our gate operator installation and access control installation in Spanish coming up in the middle or the end of May. I don't remember the exact dates, but go to fenceuniversity.com and that will be there. Now, the more exciting part, do you want to get your name out there? Do you want more brand recognition? Do you want to support a great, amazing group of women right here? We have sponsorship opportunities for the Fence Show, opportunities for our podcast, and opportunities for our retreat. And we can build these to customize, but we do have some generic information out there and how you can support us. And we'll start blasting it, making pretty like little posts on social media for you. And contact us through direct messaging or womenofFWA@gmail.com. All that works. We're always here and we're excited. And we want to use your money to the greatest advantage possible.
Definitely.
So,
And
I was going to say, what else does anybody else have?
we have our nominations open for our spotlight for a woman in the fence industry. So if you're watching this and there is a woman in the industry that you feel just needs that special spotlight and deserves that recognition, please either message us on the Women of FWA social media platforms or send us an email with their name, their phone number, the company, and why you're nominating them. And then in turn, the winner of that will actually be able to do one of these Q&As with us so we can ask some questions. And then there'll also be spotlight in our newsletter for the following month. And we're going to be doing this once a quarter. So we're going to try to get to as many women in spotlight, the heartbeat of this industry that keeps things moving and keeps things rolling, because those women really deserve that recognition.
Yeah.
Amen.
Mm-hmm. And
I can think of 5 right now.
If you are not signed up to get our newsletter, definitely DM us so that way you can go ahead and get it. So
Absolutely.
And if you have anybody who doesn't speak English, who wants to get involved, Monica and I and Elise and a couple of others are always available to help and bring you guys all into the group.
And let me just jump on this. If you don't know, or if you have someone who isn't in our group, make sure you send them over to our group and Facebook page. We're all over social media, and we would love to have them.
Absolutely. Please jump in, help us spread the word, share the love. If you also have any ideas on Q&As that you would like us to cover, if you would love to jump on a live with us and just kind of chit chat about what's going on in the crazy time of year that it is. There's a lot of us that feel like all we do is work at the moment. gearing up for the busy time of year, you're not alone. You are very much a part of a group of women that are all at that point in the year. So just reach out. We're here.
And I think that's all we have today.
Yeah.
Hey, Susan.
Yeah.
What is one thing, if I would tell you that we were at where we're at today 1 year ago, when all of this originally started and kicked off, what would be probably the biggest thing that you would say, hey, look, in 365 days, this is where you're going to be?
Hold on. I don't understand the question.
If your today self was to go back and tell yourself 1 year ago, something that we have accomplished in 365 days, what would it be?
Well, first of all, I'd tell her bullshit. Two, I mean, it just has to be one thing.
Yep.
We'd be having a retreat. We'd actually be structuring and creating education for women by women. And I would laugh at her so hysterically.
Oh, I would too. I'm the one that told you no. I don't want a part of this. Absolutely not.
I said it on a whim, on accident. I did not think that we would literally put our heads into thought and put it and like hustle the way that we are. Like, it's overwhelming and intimidating, and I'm so nervous. But like, I know the more scared I am of something, the more I have to jump in head first, because I know we are passionate about what we're doing. We're excited about what we're doing, and we actually mean it. Like, we really want this, not just for other women in the industry, but for ourselves too, because we didn't have it.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I'm extremely passionate.
We didn't even realize we didn't have it.
Right.
We thought, we knew what we needed, which were all those conversations that we originally had about, what are you missing? Or, what do you think the industry needs? Or what do you think we could do this? But I don't think that ultimately a year ago that we really knew how much even ourselves needed the group, and to be able to throw a question out on Facebook about, hey, what software are you using, or what, and it's a bunch of women that are coming back and they're like, okay, hey, we use this and we use this and we use this. And then you can reach out to any one of those women directly and get more information.
Right.
It's been a pretty cool journey so far. People still know who Brian is, so we haven't hit the first goal, but it was the 5-year goal that people are going to be like, Brian who? Like, that's the Women of FWA. So we'll get that.
Oh, yeah. Well, I just want to say I love you guys. We got a good lineup next week. Outside of that, if y'all need anything, you know how to get a hold of us. Doses.
See ya.